Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's recipe for breakfast, I'm going to show you how to make a homemade idiyappam, which is also known as the seve, using the traditional idiyappam maker. This idiyappam maker which I have is close to about 100 years old, passed on from my grand aunt to my mom, and now it's to me, and I hope I can pass on to my children with these recipes I'm creating. Idiyappam is essentially a rice noodle which is made from soaked boiled rice. You can also use raw rice for doing it, and then grinding it and then steaming it into an idli and adding it in here. There are different ways each home makes it. This recipe has been passed on through generations to my family, and I'm making it this way. So without wasting any time, let me show you how to make the idiyappam, and I'm going to be serving it along with some vegetable kurma. Now the first step to making the idiyappam or the seve is to grind the rice. So I have some rice over here which I have soaked for about 5 to 6 hours or even overnight, and after that I used a boiled rice. You can also use raw rice, or like for me, or sona masuri, but they say, my mother always tells me that the quality of rice is extremely important to get a nice soft idiyappam, and hence using a boiled rice always helps. So I'm going to add this in. So I'm going to add a little bit of water into this and grind to make a thick batter. Notice that the batter is ground nice and smooth. It has to be really smooth without any grains or coarse grains in it. Now the next step is to make idlis out of this. There are multiple ways that people make this. The way it's been passed on through my generation is that you make idlis and then add it into the putta maker. There's another way which people do is to actually stir this mixture in a kadai until it becomes like nice thick halwa, like it becomes like a roti dough, and that you pass it into the puttu maker and then you steam it once again. So based on what you like, you can use either one of these methods and make the seve or the idiyappam. So first I'm going to grease my idli plates with a little bit of oil, and I'm going to pour this rice seve batter which we ground into each one of the cavities. Place it in a steamer which has water inside. So now I'm going to steam this rice idli for about 10 minutes on high heat, and once it's done and while it's hot, I have to put it in the seve maker and make the idiyappam. So it's been about 10 minutes that the idli has been steaming. And a good way to test if it's done is when you put like a knife in, it'll cut like a cake and it should be steamed. So the most important thing when making the seve is when the idli is hot, we need to put it into the seve maker and then churn it out. So the first step is to grease the inside of the seve maker so that it'll flow out smoothly. I'm just going to grease it with a little bit of oil and at the bottom as well, so it comes out really non-sticky. Okay. So now that this is done, I'm going to add in these hot idlis one by one until it becomes like almost full. And I'm going to close this and roll it right to the bottom. And once I roll it, if I keep turning it down, the seve will start coming out from the bottom. I twisted and turned it till it became really tight. And now I'm going to release all the excess that is stuck over here. And I'm going to show you that there will be almost nothing left inside. And the seve is ready, and I'm ready to make the kurma. Isn't it really simple? To make the seve, all you have to do is just to grind the rice, make an idli, and notice that it's completely clean. And there's multiple things that you can make with the seve. You can have it plain along with some kurma, or more koramba that they call it in Tamil Nadu, or the puliseri that they call it in Kerala. Or you can have it, you can make it into a lemon seve or a coconut seve or a manga seve. So vegetable kurma is a versatile dish, and it can be made with the addition of multiple vegetables. Today I'm going to be adding in some potatoes, beans and carrots, but you can add cauliflower, peas, sweet potato. You can even add some methi leaves into it and then make it the way you want it. It's one of my favorites, and it goes along with some parota, appam, idiyappam, even an upma for that matter. Okay. So to begin, into my pressure cooker, I'm going to first cook all the vegetables. Add in the potatoes, the green beans. I like to cut them a little lengthwise so that they stand out in the kurma, and the carrots, which are cut in little big chunks. Then sprinkle some salt, add about a quarter cup of water, and then pressure cook for about 3 to 4 whistles. Because the potatoes are peeled and cut, it will cook faster. So pressure cook for about 3 to 4 whistles, and once it's done, allow the pressure to release naturally. So into my preheated pan, I'm going to add in the cardamom, the cinnamon sticks, the cloves, fennel seeds, which is the som, and the poppy seeds. I'm going to roast all of them for about a minute on medium heat until you can smell the aromas of the spices coming through. Now that the spices are roasted, I'm going to put them into the mixer grinder and grind it along with some coconut, mint leaves, green chili and ginger. Now into my mixer grinder, I'm going to add in the roasted spices, the freshly grated coconut, ginger, green chilies and some mint leaves. I'm going to add some water and grind it to make a nice smooth mixture. That's it, our mixture is ground. Now I'm going to put everything together and show you how to make the kurma. So into my pan, I'm going to add in some oil, I'm going to tear in some bay leaves, we'll add in the chopped onion and saute the onion until it becomes nice and soft. Once it's soft, I'm going to add in the tomatoes. Now that the onions are softened, I'm going to add in the tomatoes and cook the tomatoes along with the onions until the tomatoes also become nice and soft and gives it a masala-like consistency. I'm going to add in the turmeric along with it. Now that the tomatoes have softened, I'm going to add in the ground kurma masala that we did. It's got spices and I can smell the aromas of the spices coming through this. I just love kurma, you know. It's one of my favorites and I make it very often at home. I'm going to cook this kurma just for a couple of seconds so that it combines well along with the masala, and then add in the vegetables and a pinch of salt and water, and then simmer it to make a gravy. Add in the cooked vegetables, and I'm going to add the water as well so it's easier to mix. And now we'll cook the vegetables along with the kurma masala for about good 5 minutes so that, and you will notice because if you have added poppy seeds, the mixture will continue to thicken. So as and when it thickens, keep adding little water at a time, and you might have to adjust the consistency of the salt because as you keep adding water and as the masalas keep getting absorbed, the salt levels might just go down, but just watch out because we added salt along with the vegetables, so add just little salt at a time. Okay, so see, notice it's become thick already. I'm going to add in some more water and now cover and cook for about 5 to 7 minutes until it's done. So the kurma is, simmered for a good 10 minutes and it's thickened up as well, and I'm going to add in a pinch of salt. I did add in a little more earlier, but I'm going to add in just a little more because as it kept simmering I noticed that the salt levels came down, and I like this consistency a little thick because it goes well along with either idiyappams or even a parota. So now I'm going to serve this delicious breakfast along with idiyappam and a Gulkand chai. I'll proceed to show how to make the Gulkand chai now. Now the final dish that we're going to make today is the Gulkand chai and serve it along with our idiyappam and kurma breakfast. It's extremely simple to make the Gulkand chai. You make chai the same way by boiling water, adding the tea leaves and brewing it a little bit, adding milk and then straining it. Where you add Gulkand is at the final stages where you add the Gulkand into every cup and then pour the brewed tea. So let's just dive right in and I'll show you how to make it. I'm going to start by adding water into my saucepan and allow it to come to a brisk boil. Once the water comes to the brisk boil, and then I will add the tea leaves and allow it to brew for a couple of minutes. Now that the water is boiling, you can add the tea leaves in and brew for another couple of minutes and then add the milk. That's it. I've added the milk. At this stage, I've turned off the heat and I'll allow the brewed tea leaves and the milk to rest for a couple of seconds and then strain it. So now I'm going to add a tablespoon of Gulkand in each one of my cups, and you can actually adjust the quantity of Gulkand you want based on how tall your cup is. These are small glasses, so just a tablespoon would be good enough. And now I'm going to add my strained tea into this. So now we're ready with our kurma, the Idiyappam and the Gulkand chai. A perfect breakfast for Sunday brunch, or even or when you have friends and family over for dinner, you can make the Idiyappam, the kurma. In fact, you can make the Idiyappam earlier and keep it, and when they're just about to come, put it back into the steamer and then steam it and it'll become nice and soft. So I hope you give these recipes a try for breakfast someday and tell me how you like it. Would love to hear back from you in the comments below. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.